Welcome everyone to our 2020 BEP Career Panel in partnership between the PA CareerLink of Luzerne County, Wilkes-Barre Area Career and Technical Center, and the Greater Pittston Chamber of Commerce. My name is Anthony Melf. I'm a project coordinator at the PA CareerLink, and we just want to share with our students and staff in attendance today that our offices exist throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to assist job seekers in finding employment and helping our employers with their recruitment needs. If you are in need of searching for employment, please register on pacareerlink.pa.gov. If you're looking for any additional resources, you can check out our new local office websites, including CareerLink, Wilkes-Barre.org. Check out the Virtual Resource Center for a lot of helpful workshops, handouts, and other resource links. I now turn over to our administrator from Wilkes-Barre Area Career and Technical Center, Dr. Tony Gariglia, for a few words.
Well, hello, everyone. We certainly miss you here at the school, and I appreciate all of you being on this webinar today. I want to thank a few people. First, our moderator, Anthony Melf, of course. We have Angelina Morgan here, Ajaye Johnson, and Rick Yarborough here, and they're taking their time to help you guys, to help our juniors and seniors in class really understand, and we got some great questions that we're going to have answered also. So I want to thank them. I want to thank and make sure, please, most of all, listen, enjoy, interact. This is your opportunity to really learn and pick the brains of these successful, very successful individuals that are going to help us out. And of course, Michelle McKiddish, thank you again for helping put this in together. Dave Vanook, Dave Joyce, thank you. All right, and I hope you enjoy it. I will be on and listening, and I hope to see you all back very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gariglia. We appreciate your words. And next up, the Executive Vice President of the Greater Pittston Chamber of Commerce, our partner in today's career panel, Michelle McKiddish.
Thank you so much, Anthony. And really, I just wanted to welcome everyone this afternoon. I appreciate the time that it takes to submit this and to get it together. And we thank Tony and all of the Wilkes-Barre CTC team for helping us and always cooperating with us. And we really appreciate that. And certainly our partnership with the CareerLink is second to none. And Anthony, you and staff at the CareerLink, we appreciate as well. And even more so, Angie, AJ, Rick, we can't do these types of things without you making the commitment with us, taking the time and really helping everyone out. So we appreciate that. And the students that are out listening today, we appreciate your time. It's so important for you to understand what truly there are fantastic opportunities for you right in your own backyard. And certainly Angie, AJ, and Rick can talk a lot about that as we go through today. So just be aware that what's out there, and it's wonderful that you have this jump start through the CTC to get started, because in so many cases, believe it or not, you guys are actually a couple of steps ahead of some of your peers. So congratulations to the students who have made the commitment to attend the CTC and will come out with the credentials they need to get started. So enjoy today. I will also be available for questions. And if anybody needs any more information or wants to do any additional research, especially the teachers that are out there listening, please don't hesitate to ever access our website, which is pittstonchamber.org. If you /career-exploration, there's a whole page of videos and information available. Utilize that, please. Take anything from that page that can help your curriculums at any time.
Well said, Michelle. Thank you so much. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for, to our esteemed panel that we do want to acknowledge all employers on today's panel are Pittston Chamber members, which we really appreciate. That just shows initiative to be extra involved in our community. And that does even more for the students, our next generation workforce members. So we thank you for that. I'm not going to share too much about each panelist, as I'm going to let them share a little bit more about themselves directly. And first up, General Manager at the Downtown McDonald's in Wilkes-Barre, Ajaye Johnson. If you would share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and your company.
Absolutely. My name is Ajaye Johnson. Just wanted to say good afternoon to everyone, and thank you very much for the time and allowing me to come and share with everyone. So I started with McDonald's 16 years ago. During that time, I was a single parent working part-time at McDonald's. I was a full-time soldier, active duty military, and a part-time student at the University of Scranton. So I say that just to say that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. I've been a general manager for 10 years, and I thoroughly enjoy my job with McDonald's.
Very good, AJ. Thank you so much. And we do want to acknowledge, thank you so much for your service. Quite a story, and we look forward to hearing more about your experiences throughout the afternoon. Up next from Sapphire Salon, Angelina Morgan, if you would please share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and your company.
Sure. Hello, everyone, and my sincere thanks to all of you also for having me a part of this prestigious panel today. And I'm really excited to share some of my vision and passion for where I'm at in our career. And I'm the owner and the president of the Sapphire Salon. My husband and I opened up in 2001, and it was always my passion to do what I love to do. And I wasn't the greatest student in school, and it was a vision for me to follow my parents' footsteps and be an entrepreneur. And my parents opened up their own business, and they inspired me that I can do the same. And so one day I got a phone call from my dad, and my dad shared a story with me about a building being for sale and to come and look at it. And so I jumped on that opportunity, and almost 20 years later, my husband and I have 3 locations, and we have over 100 employees, and we're so grateful to touch people inside and out and make them look good and feel good every day. And I'm very honored to be a part of the community and the chamber, and I'm here to share whatever I can to inspire all of you. So
Very
thank
well
you for
said.
having me.
Of course, our pleasure. And I did see that we had a few more attendees join. I just want to remind everyone who's joining as attendees that there is a chat feature at the bottom of your screen. We do have some pre-submitted questions for our panelists, but if you have any questions that arise, please feel free to include them in the chat feature. Last but certainly not least, Rick Yarborough from Prime Inc. Trucking. Thank you for being with us. If you would share the same.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. We do miss coming to the school, you know, to see everyone and talk in person, but we'll make the best of putting the information out here that we can. Again, my name is Rick Yarborough. I work for Prime Incorporated. We're the country's largest refrigerated carrier. We opened up a terminal here in Pittston, PA, back in 2007. We currently have almost 300 in-house employees, and about 1,000 trucks a week come through our terminal. You know, it's a great career field. A lot of people think, well, trucking, I'm not very interested in driving a truck. And I really don't recruit truck drivers or talk to truck drivers. My job at the facility is to find people who want to work in-house. We have probably about 20 different career fields right there at the terminal, anywhere from operations management, fleet management, sales associates, you name it. Of course, we need all types of mechanics for the trailer, tractors, reefers, inspectors. We're a pretty self-sufficient company. We have our own in-house security, as well as the cafeterias, housekeepers, just about any career field you can think of. So feel free to ask questions. A lot of you have met me before. We do have a salon and spa on site. Nothing quite like Sapphire, of course. It mainly services our drivers that are coming through who need to get a quick fix before they get back on the road. But that's it. I'm here for your questions. I'm proud to be a member of the chamber as well. I think we joined the chamber about 7 or 8 years ago. We have a great relationship with them, and they help us, and we do what we can to help the community. And we're going to keep doing that. So ask away.
Wonderful. And to the student questions, Rick, you actually touched on the very first question, which our students want to know what job opportunities are available at your company. So if you wanted to expand a little bit on what you just shared, Rick, and specifically any education requirements for entry-level positions.
Absolutely. As I said, just about anything you can think of as far as career fields we offer. Entry level, a lot of our mechanic and shop positions, as well as sales. The one thing we have is OJT. Any job at our terminal, we can start you fresh. Some we do prefer, some college degrees, but we work around it, especially with experience. We have brought in quite a few people from Votech, young men and women, as interns. And they worked as interns in their junior and senior year and went straight into full-time positions when they graduated. So you really don't need experience depending on the career field you choose. Personally, I'm a retired Marine, spent about 21 years in the Marine Corps before I entered trucking. I never thought I would end up where I'm at. But for those of you looking at HVAC, opportunities, we have our own team of 7 maintenance people there as well. So I guess the quick answer or the easy answer is you don't really need any experience. We'll train you. We do have tuition payback if it's something that, courses you're taking while you work for us. We won't do your past college loans. We're not quite that generous, but we will help you out to get continuing education in the field you choose if you do come work for us.
Rick, thank you so much. And I also want to thank you for your service.
Thank
we
you.
very much appreciate that. We'll move along. We'll go in reverse order. We'll go to Angelina next. If you would just share some job opportunities available at your company and any education requirements for entry-level positions.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to echo what Richard said in regards to we do a lot of the training in-house, and we certify a lot of our employees. Every month we do advanced education and training, and we do pay for all our education and training. We do have positions available. They're called a day maker position, and our day maker is we basically make people's day. And what we look for is communication skills, and we do have an advanced program in-house here that we train our team members how to communicate with our guests and how to mirror our clients when they come in. And then the other positions that we have available is stylist, manicurist, massage therapist, nail technicians, marketing positions, HR positions. As far as the requirements, what we look for is personality, and we look for people skills because we can literally train you with our apprentice program. We have an apprenticeship on board here. So if you don't have that background and can't afford to go to beauty school, we can bring you in and do that training for you. So we do hire on personality, and we can train those technical skills and give you a career and job security. But again, all of our education is done in-house. We do bring a lot of educators from out of state, and we do have a lot of alliances that we network with the distributors and companies that we bring their professionals in, and we have monthly training. But that's all paid for job security for our employees to have a career here with us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Angelina. And now for AJ, if you would also share about some job opportunities at McDonald's, entry level and education requirements.
Absolutely. Educational requirements. Most of our employees, this is their first job, so they're starting when they're 15, 16 years of age. So educational requirements, there really aren't any. We just ask that you put school first. Make sure that you're learning everything that you can. It will definitely help you on the job, especially with your people skills. Also, we're currently hiring for crew trainers, regular crew. The trainers are the ones that are hiring the people as they come in. So that's an in-house job. We have the shift runners, that's a management position. The only stipulation there or requirement there is that you are 18 years of age. Secondary maintenance position, we have department manager positions, general manager positions that we're constantly hiring for, supervisory positions. The sky's pretty much the limit. Most of our CEOs that have worked for McDonald's in the past few years, they've all started out as crew people. Some on the owner-operator side as myself, and some have started for the company stores for McDonald's, but the sky is pretty much the limit. I started as a fry person, and within 6 months, I moved into management, and here I sit today.
Well said. And I think what's important to underscore from each of your responses is that you really can get the training at these sites. So for our students, do what you can. As AJ said, stay in school, focus, get as much as you can out of your high school education, and then you can potentially apply to one of these employers, and they will train you. And soft skills are so important. And really the opportunity for advancement within the company. It's not just a job, but the opportunity to build a career right here at home locally. So thank you to each of you for your responses. Actually, it's great how this is flowing because you touched on another question our students had asked. And our students want to know, does your company offer any type of student loan reimbursement? And they wanted to know a little bit more about what training looks like. So if I could go back around, and if there's anything you'd like to add to your previous response regarding what that training period looks like and opportunity for school. I know Ricky specifically had talked about it, and Angelina even about, you know, ongoing education, professional development training while working at your company. But we'll start with AJ and then we'll work our way back around the panel.
Okay, so a few years ago, McDonald's started a program called Archways to Opportunity. It's where they give our students, well, our college students, the opportunity to, you know, pay back some of the money that they have towards their loans. For a regular crew person, we give you $2,500, no questions asked. Of course, it comes in the name of the school, so you'll just have to turn that in to your, to whatever college that you're going to. And for anyone that's in management, it's $3,000. The only requirements for that is that you work a minimum of 15 hours a week and that you have been with us for 90 days. That same program also offers English as a second language. So if you have someone that's living in your home and they don't speak or read or write English very well, McDonald's foots the bill and, you know, helps them, you know, out with their English.
Very good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the spirit behind investing in the person. It's not just filling a job, it's helping them build a career. Angelina, if you'd like to expand.
Sure. We don't offer a student loan reimbursement, but what we do offer is a lot of the courses in the industry can range from $20,000 and up. And again, if someone can't afford to go to school or have be away from their family or anything like that, and they still need to work, we can bring you in and put you into an apprentice program. And with that, you would work hand in hand with one of our managers on staff. And then you would be given a protocol and a guideline to the curriculum. And then we would give you hours and then test you on that. But you would also be getting paid for working in conjunction with the apprentice program. And that could take anywhere from a year and a half to complete. So basically you would be working 40 hours a week and working hand in hand with a manager on staff and getting your hours and completing the curriculum. So that's a program that we have in place.
That's excellent. Angelina, before you move on, if someone is interested in the apprenticeship opportunity, where can they find more information on that beyond today?
Sure. They can call directly. They can call me directly here at the Sapphire, and I can get them that information. And we can do a Zoom call. We can, you know, talk on the phone, and I can go over those details, or I can just email it to them.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Rick, who had kind of, without realizing it, touched on this question, if you would be so kind as to expand on what training looks like at Prime and that loan reimbursement opportunity.
Certainly. You know, I started off saying that I don't really look for drivers. I look for in-house positions. But for anyone interested in going over the road, I would like to let you know that we pay for your CDL training 100%. There are a lot of schools out there. You have to pay anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000 for them to train you. But you can come to Prime with just your permit. You don't even need your CDL license. It's an extensive training program. We just built a training pad there in Pittston. We put you with a seasoned driver, and he will take you out over the road. It's not just a school. You know, driving over the road is a lifestyle, not just a job. So people don't understand, I get into a truck, I deliver and pick up freight. But there's more to it. You know, you're often home, away from home for weeks and sometimes months at a time. So it is a lifestyle. You need to know the ins and outs. So we take a brand new driver, someone who, well, not even a driver yet, they only have a permit. We put them with the driver, they team up. That driver will take them around the country, you know, over the road with them and train them the right way and let them see what the lifestyle is really like. So for over the road driver, you know, potentials who want to do that, it's 100% paid for. Not only is the training paid for, we pay you while you're doing it. You're actually getting paid as a co-driver with your trainer. So you're making money as well as getting a free training or education doing this career. Our other careers at Prime, we also put you with a seasoned veteran, especially in the mechanics field. You know, a lot of young men and women are taking diesel technician or auto mechanics at Votex and other Johnson College and other, you know, area schools. We will put you with a seasoned diesel mechanic, and you'll work with them. You'll be their partner. They'll show you everything that they do. It's a great program for interns and trainees. So it's true on-the-job training, not just a little bit of knowledge thrown at you. You don't really need anything to start. You don't need tools to even start. We do a tool issue program where we actually give you your beginning set of tools. And I hope you can still see me. I have another call coming in. But
so yeah, we hear you. Thank you very much, Rick. That was very insightful, and you actually fielded a question specific to Prime about the starting toolkit. So I know our students appreciate that information, that they don't actually need that to get started at Prime. While Rick is handling that other call, we'll move along to our next question, and we'll go to AJ. Would you be able to share any more about benefits that your company offers new employees and some examples of what shifts and schedules may look like when they start working at McDonald's? And AJ, in your courtesy to mute yourself from before, you're still on mute actually, so you would unmute yourself. Thank you.
And I was going good. But as far as your shift, that revolves around you. If you have extracurriculars, such as football, basketball, cheerleading, any type of clubs or anything like that, even a second job, we work around that schedule. All that we ask is that you're completely open and upfront, and let us know what your availability is so we can do our best to make sure you can make as much money as you can make. And, you know, you can get all of the training that that's required for the job. I'm so sorry. What was the second part of that question?
Nailed it, though. You nailed it. The other part was if you wanted to elaborate on any benefits that are offered to employees at your company.
Oh, absolutely. So we have a few programs. We have the 30% national discount. So if you have the McDonald's app, all you have to do is make sure you're logged on with the email address that we have on file for you. And anywhere that you go in the nation, as long as they are participating, you can get 30% off of your meal. And that is if it's just you traveling by yourself, or if it's you and 40 other people. As long as you're paying on the same ticket, you'll still get that same 30% discount. We also have, check my notes here. There's a lot of stuff.
No, excellent.
Of course, the free uniforms, health insurance for our full-time employees. We have a few students that even qualified for the health insurance this year that are still in high school. Vacation time is offered. Bonus programs and incentives, yearly pay raises, just to name a few of the things that we have going.
Very good. And I just wanted to point out two things: the importance of communicating with your employer. So when you start your job, if you have any projected conflicts with your scheduling, that is so important to vocalize that to your new employer. As long as you keep them informed, I believe most employers, including the three on the call today, will be able to work with you. But give them the information so that they can do so. And I had to point out that I'm sure Dr. Guriglia's ears, you know, lifted when he said 30% national discount for McDonald's with those McRib sandwiches out. So that is an incentive.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ. Angelina, if you would be so kind as to elaborate on any benefits to your employees, as well as what a shift or scheduling might look like.
Yeah, definitely. We here are flexible with scheduling and job opportunities. So we take into consideration, you know, your lifestyle, if you have a family, if you're caring for someone, your drive. We do have quite a few employees that live in the Poconos that work here at the Sapphire, or live in Tunkhannock. They live an hour away. And we take in consideration all of that. So we make their schedule very flexible. So they're not driving late at night, or they're coming in super early, and they do have some family time. So our schedules are put out a year in advance, and we give our employees holiday time. We close a week after Christmas for our employees to be together. with their family. And as far as what kind of benefits, we do offer healthcare, dental. We do have paid education, paid training. We have vacation time. We do have product and service discounts. You can get $5 haircuts and 50% off of massages. And I think we all need to feel good and relax and, being in the industry. And this is something that we offer. We have Sapphire days where once a quarter, all the employees get services free. And so this is an opportunity for us to get to know each other better and, what's new and what's not. And we do incentives. We have bonuses for employees. So we do offer a lot to keep the morale going and to keep our team connected. And you said one thing that was important. It was the key to success is communication. So just communicating with us and letting us know what your personal needs are, and we can make that happen for you. Between our 3 locations, we have that flexibility to make it happen wherever location you would like to work and whatever would fit your schedule.
For those who might not know, can you share those 3 locations for our students on the call today?
Or we do have a location at the Mohegan Sun Casino, right there by the school. We do have one at the shops at Montage, and we do have one in downtown Pittston here.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I also want to underscore, for our students that, having that holiday time, health insurance, these aren't always givens. These are things that you really should consider when making those employment decisions and looking at companies like Sapphire that are really investing in that self-care as well. I think that's wonderful. And definitely a perk, a $5 haircut, it's going to be a good haircut and it's affordable. So those little things really do make a difference. And thank you, Angelina, for sharing them. We now go to Rick Yarborough with Prime. Rick, if you're able to share a little bit more about the benefits that you offer your employees and what some shifts and schedules look like. And I think that was really relevant to what you had said earlier regarding the lifestyle for your truck drivers. I know each position, the shift might look a little different.
Yeah, and sorry about that. I had an incoming call and it kicked me off. I had to log back in, but this is today's meetings, how they go. Our benefits, we offer a complete benefit package, 401k. We match up to 6% on the 401k as well. And you're immediately vested into that after 6 months of service with us. Vacations, of course, you get vacation as you go, you get more and more. You start out with 1 week of vacation and it bumps up to 3 weeks, 5 weeks. So that's progressive. We have your standard Blue Cross, Blue Shield, or whatever name they have these days for healthcare plans. They keep changing, but that's health, dental, as well as vision and a life insurance policy. So we really have some great benefits. I'd like to point out, we're also a privately owned company. We're not a slave to some of the boards and crazy things that other companies have to put up with at times. But we are privately owned. We've been in business since 1970. That gives us really a family feel to our whole company. As far as our shift work or our hours, that varies depending on the job you're working. Our mechanics really love it because they actually only work half the year. And what I mean by that is our week is divided into halves. It's Sunday through Wednesday and Wednesday through Saturday, Wednesday being an alternate week. So a mechanic will work Sunday through Wednesday this week, and next week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They have quite a bit of good time off. Now, those are 12-hour shifts for those 3 and 4 days that they're on, but every other weekend, they actually get a 4-day weekend. They love it. They seem to anyway. We have quite a bit of longevity with our guys. So yeah, the benefits are great. The working, I'm a 7-day-a-week guy, but we don't have a lot of those. Most people do work the 4-hour or 4-day week and then a 3-day week. A lot of our operations and sales and some of the office people, they're Monday through Friday, sort of a regular life. A lot of them wish they could work a 4 or a 3-day week, but they don't get to. So anyway, we have quite a variety of lifestyles, work styles, and work hours there at the terminal in Pittston.
Thank you so much for sharing, Rick. And I do want to point out in our chat feature, we did hear from Alan Bartoli, the diesel instructor at Wilkes-Barre Area Career and Technical Center. And he wanted to just share, he said, "Hi, Richard. A few of Prime's trainers are our former students who had the opportunity to participate in your co-op experience program. In addition, we just received a truck driving simulator to better prepare our students for their CDL licensing. So they wanted you to know that, Rick.
Yes, Mr. Bartel, I miss seeing him. We have a very, very close relationship with the VOTEC, like I said, as well as some of the other area VOTECs and technical training centers. And we currently have probably 4 former VOTEC students on full-time staff and 1 co-op student who we just moved from an intern to a trainee, and he'll become a full-time, making a really great salary next June when he graduates. So, hi, Alan. Good to hear from you.
Excellent to make that connection and to hear a success story. So for those students on the call, that's the end goal, building a career with a sustainable wage or income, right? As we move forward with some more of our students' questions, I want to ask each of our panelists on behalf of the students, can you share how long you've worked at your company and what you may have learned over the years from the day-to-day operations of the business, depending on how your role evolved over time? We'll start with AJ from McDonald's, if you would be so kind.
Okay, so I've been with McDonald's for 16 years. I started in 2001, but I left for a few years because I thought the grass was greener on the other side. I went to Social Security Administration and realized that job wasn't for me. So the owner of this establishment, she graciously took me back. But yeah, so things that I've learned is to take it one day at a time in this line of work, take it one day at a time. The classes that I've taken through McDonald's, they were college credited classes towards a business degree. So that has definitely helped me. One, if not anything else, it's helped me build a resume that's pretty solid. And it's given me a lot of confidence in knowing what I know and doing what I do. And the opportunity to help shape and train the youth of today is a great blessing. It's an opportunity that I cherish. And that's it.
Well said, AJ. Thank you. Angelina, if you would share, how long you've been with the salon and what you've learned in the day-to-day operations over the years.
Sure. We opened up the Sapphire in 2001, so it's about 19 years now. And I've learned so much. I'm always a student, and I continue my education all the time. I network as much as I can. I travel to get education, advanced education. I belong to a lot of different organizations in the industry. And as I said before, I've learned that the key to success is definitely communication and networking with people and being resourceful in today's technology, in today's world, and just being resourceful and going into something and know as much as you can about that. If you have a passion and you have a dream, follow that and never give up. And I really believe that today the students of the world have so much that they can accomplish, and they have so much information at their fingertips every day, and take advantage of that. And don't waste that, and not being able to communicate with people and asking questions, and there's never a stupid question. And I wear black every day like my employees. I'm here every day with my employees. I clean the floors, I vacuum, I clean the toilets, and on top of that, I'm still doing my job. And I think the teamwork that we have and the respect that the employees see, that we're all equal. And we're all the same here. We all help each other. So I've learned so much about teamwork, and I've learned so much about relationships with clients and relationships with employees. And so I have to say what I've learned more importantly is just communicating, and never stop communicating, and never stop being a student.
So great, so helpful, great insights. A few things I want to underscore there. You mentioning that no one on your team is above doing any one thing, right? And I think that's super important. You also talked about the importance of continuing your education. You're always learning, and that networking piece. We talked about the Pittston Chamber at the beginning, and I think it's relevant here. Not only do you want to stay in good communication and network within your industry, but networking within your community. Entities like the Pittston Chamber allow us to do that. So thank you, Angelina. And now we'll move on to Rick. If you would share, over the years, how long you've been with your company and what you've learned in the day-to-day operations.
Sure. I've been with Prime for 14 years. Just after I retired from the Marine Corps, I was with another company for a short period of time when Prime came into this area. That company actually closed. It was a little nervous time for me. I just started a new career and that company was closing. It was another trucking company. When Prime Incorporated came in, they actually kept 93 people from the former company. 30 of us are still with Prime. We've been there for 14 years. I started off, when the company came in, to them, I was a new guy. So I was actually the compliance director, the lease director for the previous company. Prime had me close down that company. I handled, getting rid of all of our assets. And when it came time to take a position with Prime, they really didn't quite know what they wanted to do with me. They just wanted to keep me, which was a good thing. I think my military background helped me out there and some of my leadership skill set that I had learned. So over the next couple of years, it just morphed into me running security and then the facility to now just running our East Coast facilities in general. So we definitely have upward mobility potential with this company. I'll tell you, over the 14 years, two of the very best hires I've made, both came from a cafeteria at a nursing home. They applied with us. We started them in an entry-level shop position. Now one of them is my number 2, and the other one he's one of the best supervisors and foremen that we actually have there at the terminal. So yeah, the chances are there. It's, as Angelina said, teamwork is the key. No one can do it alone. We all, some of us who are very motivated sometimes try to do everything ourselves, but you can't. And when you really connect your company with good people, we call them 10s. We try to hire all 10s. I think I'm dating myself with that term, but that's what we do. We try to hire, the best people, not just educationally trained, but people with the right attitudes. Attitude goes a long way. Angie started off saying that her day makers earlier, they just look for that person with a great customer service attitude. And believe it or not, so do we. Customer service goes a long way. If you have that attitude, just a positive person, you're going to go a lot further than you think you would. Attitude means a lot. So does the whole teamwork, cooperation, mentality. So that's what I've learned. I mean, I think I knew it from, I was part of a really large team that required teamwork in my former career, and it carried over. So I've learned that you have to build a good team around you to really be successful, and I think that's what we've done.
Well said. Upward mobility, soft skills, the right attitude. So I really hope our students are taking away some of these insights from today's panel. As we come to a close, we have just 2 more questions. I just want to remind our students and faculty that are in attendance that if you do have any questions that have not been answered during today's live webinar, you can type them in the chat located at the bottom of your screen. We're here for just a few more minutes while you consider any additional questions. We did hear from our students and they wanted to know, pardon me, if at any of your locations, was there any age restrictions on applying for a position and or an apprenticeship opportunity? So we'll go back to AJ. Do students have to be concerned about any age requirements or restrictions?
The starting age is 15 at our location. We have some employees that are in their 70s, so there's no cap. As long as you can do the work and you still want to do the work, we'll definitely accept you and train you as best we can. And for the 15-year-olds, they just have to follow the child labor laws.
Very good. Angelina, if you would share, please.
I apologize. Can you just repeat the question? I had an incoming call and I got a little distracted. I
Of course,
apologize.
we understand, as Rick said, that is the nature of these calls.
So sorry.
In the virtual world, of course, we understand. Can you please comment, Angelina, on any age requirements for new applicants, including for an apprenticeship opportunity?
Sure. Age requirements is similar to what AJ has said, is 15. And as far as the requirements, I mean, I think as I was mentioning before, if you do have a background in the industry, that's always a plus. That's always a plus. But we do Disney training, and Disney training is that 101 training where we bring you in and start you off with the basics about the industry. And it depends on what department that you're going to be in. We have different protocols, different guidelines, different classes, and we have different levels of classes. As far as an entry level for those positions, it's all going to depend. I was talking to Michelle yesterday, and I said our industry sometimes gets looked down upon at times because of maybe not attending college and not having that college background. But I can honestly say, you know, we have a very healthy industry, and I mean that in a most sincere way. And I believe it's because of the initiative that we have them take and the investment that we have them take in their career. And the investment that they take in their career is, you know, attending all education and making it mandatory. And with that, we do their reviews once or twice a year, and we evaluate that. And we evaluate their goals. We evaluate the numbers that we share with them and the growth that they have, and we evaluate, we call them the request referrals, retention. We evaluate all different things that determine where they're going to be financially at the end of the year. They share with us goals, and they'll say, you know, my desired salary is 50 a year. I'm just giving you a round number. And how do I get to that number? And then we give them a breakdown month to month, day to day, hour to hour, how to get to that number. So we do have, you know, a great program in place to help them achieve their financial goals, their personal goals. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, absolutely, and then some. So we really appreciate that, Angelina. And now just to wrap up that question with Rick, any age restrictions on entry-level positions, including apprenticeship opportunities, such as the on-the-job training that you described earlier?
Yes, and I just noticed I was not on mute, so I hope I didn't have any feedback for you guys there as far as static. But yeah, age requirements, you know, we do have some industry requirements, as AJ has mentioned as well. Most of our jobs are going to require you to be at least 16 years of age. We have a few in the cafeteria and those places where you can be a little bit younger, but we do have to follow the state labor law as far as child labor goes. I will tell you that over-the-road truck driving, you need to be 21, and that is a federal law, a federal DOT law. However, that being said, several states have passed legislature and really been working hard to allow 20-year-olds with prior military experience to drive over the road. And we've experimented with that over the past 2 years until the current pandemic sort of slowed that down a little bit. But we have taken some 20-year-olds with prior military and got over the road licenses for them as well. So there are some age restrictions or requirements, but it depends on the field you're going into.
Very good. And you do this really well, Rick. Without realizing it, you touch upon in such a smooth way the next set of questions. So our audience, I want to just do a thank you to those in attendance that are asking questions. And a few more came in, and they would like to know from each panelist, how has the pandemic impacted your business, and how has it affected your job for better and or worse? And Rick, if you want to start, and then we'll go in reverse order.
Sure. Well, I think it's affected everyone to some degree or another. The way it has affected the trucking world is it's made us busier, actually. You know, our drivers and our mechanics, we're considered frontline workers. I'm actually at home right now. I've been going back and forth. The majority of our operations people have been working from home since around the end of February, beginning of March. So of those 300 workers we have at the terminal, our associates there, I only have about 160 actually working at a terminal right now. Anyone that mainly works from a phone or a computer, they're doing it from home. I do both. Of course, we had this big scare after Thanksgiving, you know, no matter what your personal feelings are, the whole country has become overcautious, or cautious, I should say, since Thanksgiving. We actually tested at our terminal 166 in-house workers last Tuesday and Wednesday. Of those 166, only 4 people came back as asymptomatic positives. We have been very cautious at the terminal, following guidelines with masking, social distancing. You know, I mentioned earlier about our shift work. So we're working in silos now. We're requiring that the first shift leave 30 minutes before the arrival of the next shift coming after them. Our housekeepers are there. They're sterilizing all the work areas and surfaces before the next shift comes in. It's tough. I will tell you that my job has become especially more difficult with this pandemic, not only with you know, dealing with shift changes and sterilization and PPE, which you're all familiar with now, but covering for people who have to be out. We haven't had a lot of positives, but we've had a lot of COVID precautions. People stay home who are high risk or have other, you know, conditions that may affect them. So it's affected us greatly, but our business, probably contrary to a lot of other businesses, is actually, we can't keep up with it because we're required. Someone has to deliver the food. Some of the smaller trucking companies couldn't keep up with their commitments for freight because they couldn't handle some of the vigorous requirements and restrictions put on them as the larger companies could. So it's affected us negatively and positively, but like everyone else, we're rolling with it and doing what we have to do.
Thank you very much for that detailed description, and it's very insightful, I think, to hear what goes on to adhere to those guidelines and the success that you're finding with, you know, those rigorous, safety measures and the changes you've had to adapt to. So thank you, Rick. Angelina, if you would please share the same, you know, how has the pandemic impacted your business, your job, for better and or worse? And Angelina, my apologies, you're on mute. If you would unmute, we'll be happy to. There you go.
Can you hear? Okay.
Yes.
I apologize about that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, what a question. And like Rick has said, I think it has affected everybody. Our industry, people look at it as a luxury and not a necessity. And for us, it was very difficult. We didn't know what to expect. And during the time that we were closed, it was so important that we kept the employees motivated weekly and daily with Zooms, with interactive activities, with education, and to prepare us mentally and physically to come back and be strong-minded, and to come into this industry and not have that wall be there, because we knew what we do for a living is we touch people. And when we're touching people, we're in their presence more than 15 minutes. So we're breathing in that same air. And so the guidelines and the protocols that we put in place, we've been doing that since the first day we opened, but we have added and we have changed a lot of things. Our employees and our guests do have guidelines, and we send them out via email, via text. We don't service any guest out of their normal routine. Our employees, the same, that goes for our employees also. Our employees get tested every day with temperature checks. They can't bring their personal belongings to work. There is a lot of things that we do here that our guests have to also comply to, and when they're coming in. So far, year to date, since we've opened, we have serviced 22,891 guests without one cross-contamination at this location. Very grateful, very grateful. So I know my team is doing an amazing job, but just going back to being a luxury and not a necessity, has it hurt us? It hasn't hurt us, because I think my employees have definitely echoed the fact that we need you and you need us. And we know everybody needs to feel good today, because we are in a more saddened state of mind. We are not in our normal routine. So we know when our guests do come in here, we're going to give them a great experience, and we're going to make them look extra wonderful, and we're going to make them feel extra wonderful. And so it really has united us as a company, and it has made us stronger as a company. Has it hurt our employees financially? Every day, from a marketing perspective, we put into place promotions, incentives. We put into place discounts. We put into place many different things to keep our employees working and to keep our employees safe. So that question is really 50-50, but at the end of the day for us, I have to say we are closer than we've ever been as a family. We can't hug like we used to. So we really do, give each other the hearts. We really do have different ways of communicating and raising our eyebrows and smiling through our masks and everything else. But we really need to keep a positive attitude every day when we come in. So I have to say it really hasn't affected us financially, is because we're keeping and we're working at it and keeping everybody busy every day.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. And I do want to underscore too that, self-care is so important, especially, during a difficult time. Self-care is very important. And I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And I commend both you and Rick for sharing, the success in difficult times and the measures that, took a toll on both of your businesses. You both businesses adapted and persevered with successful outcomes. I do want to share on a lighter note, one of our attendees, Mr. Bartoli, said, please get on the essential job list. I had to color my wife's hair.
Tell him he's hired.
Hired, Alan, you're hired. Thank you so much, Angelina.
We've seen it all. We've seen it all. From people growing out their hair. We've seen guests come in that have longer hair, gray hair. We've seen it all. And you know what? We need the laugh. We need the chuckles. We love the interaction. And we even had a statement here when guests come in, let's talk about something different. And it's not about COVID. It's not about those sad times. And maybe it's about a recipe. Maybe it's about our Netflix binge that we've had. So, and obviously it's about talking about them and what makes them happy. And so we're trying to change the paradigm of how we're working every day. And like Rick said, it's 24/7. I don't think I've ever worked harder in my life. And just trying to keep guests motivated and trying to keep employees motivated and keeping on top of the PPE and everything else. So it's been a little bit difficult, but at the same time, challenging makes us work harder, I think. So
for sure. Thank you so much, Angelina. And to close, Ajaye, if you would be so kind as to share the impact of COVID on your business, day-to-day job.
Absolutely. So for us, I would say financially, COVID really boosted our sales as grocery stores, were kind of cutting back, and different establishments were closing. Our delivery services through Uber Eats and DoorDash, Grubhub, they skyrocketed. They definitely helped us stay afloat. From the employee standpoint, at first we were absolutely terrified. We had no clue as to how our parents would be able to work with the schools closing, daycares closing. So we did what we could in order to, try to pay them a percentage of what they were making. For the students that were working here, we gave them a meal while they were here working, and we allowed them to take 2 meals home for their families, just to, try to take some of the strain off and the stress. But I would say interviews became harder. Orientations became scary, because if someone coughed in the interview, I almost passed out. training program. It's tough to train someone when you can't, really be shoulder to shoulder with them. So, we put the plexiglass up to try to keep our employees separated. We have them scattered across the restaurant. And there are a lot of things to do, and not being able to be close to each other and be able to have that interaction with each other. It was a little difficult at first, but as everything, as things have happened in the past, we've all learned to adapt and overcome. It's been so busy for us that New York has had to help out Pennsylvania with the distribution of the food. Our service center, they couldn't keep up with the demand. So it was a blessing, I guess you would say. That's a horrible thing to say, kind of, and a curse at the same time. But we're still staying strong. We're testing our employees. We're wearing gloves. We're wearing masks. The toughest thing to do is to get a 16-year-old to keep their nose covered in a mask. For people that were athletes, it's tough. It's really tough to wear these masks, especially trying to hear the customers and decipher what they're saying, trying to get them to understand what we're saying. It's a struggle sometimes, but we're getting better at it. The customers are getting better at it, and we're moving onward and upward.
Well said. Thank you for sharing some really good examples of how McDonald's responded to the pandemic, but also what a great company to think of the well-being of the employee in terms of the meal for the employee, and then to take meals home. I mean, that's something that I hope our students are hearing when they're on the call, listening to these examples of how each of our panelists and their companies really invest in the person, not just the employee. And I want to thank all of you for such great insights. I feel like our hour flew by. I learned a lot. I hope our students and faculty on the call did as well. Before I let you go, I want to invite Dr. Griglia and Michelle McKiddish back just to share any closing remarks with our panelists and the students and faculty that are on the call with us. Welcome back, Michelle and Tony.
Yes.
And Michelle, if you have any remarks that you'd like to share at the close of our webinar.
Again, just a quick, excellent job. Thank you. Tony, you did a great job pulling the kids in. I was kind of watching some of the comments and things are going through, so I appreciate the feedback from the students as well as the teachers. Anthony, great job moderating for us. Poor Anthony,
Absolutely.
I think he was a little more voluntold than volunteered, but he's a big volunteer anyway, so it works out for all of us. And really, Angelina, AJ, Rick, rather, great information. I think it's so helpful for these kids. And again, to the students listening, we're here for you, and we really want you to be successful. And if there's anything that any of us can do, reach out to Dr. Griglia, and we will be glad to help connect you. Even if you're listening today and it turns out that one of the 3 industries that we're here aren't really where your passion is, we can help connect you to someone who has that passion like you do and help you understand better what it is that you need to be doing to move forward and be successful.
Absolutely. Phenomenal job by the panelists. Anthony, I think you found your passion. Excellent job. We truly appreciate what a wonderful job you did moderating. I want to thank all the students and the staff. And Michelle, Dave and everybody that was involved in getting this up and running, Marla Dotto. Just a wonderful job on everybody's part. And I certainly hope you got a lot out of this. And I certainly hope that we're going to continue to do these once in a while, although I really look forward to having all of you here where we can have our culinary arts serve you lunch and we can relax and you can see what the school is all about. And I welcome all of you once everything's up and running, anytime to come on up. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
I'll be
you
there
all
for
so
dessert.
very much. A sincere thank you to AJ, Angelina, Rick. So insightful, a true joy to be with you this afternoon. Michelle, Tony, and all involved behind the scenes. That's a wrap. Thank you and have a great afternoon. Take care.
Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
You too.
Stay safe
Bye,
and be
everyone.
well.
Bye-bye.